YouTube should also be up in a second. It's live. It's live. Okay, nice. Okay, my bot should also be working now in Twitch as well. My Twitch chat bot should now be working. As well. I'll just quickly set that up again, and hopefully it won't break, like it usually does. Okay, we've got. I'll just wait a couple seconds just for people to get in, but yeah. I did not look at a single. Oh, okay. I thought it was mine for a second. Huh? How have I managed this? But I haven't looked at anything. So sometimes I do look at like the VOD beforehand. Not like to actually like look at it, but just like look at what the end looks like. There we go. Okay, just to see how long the game actually goes to make sure it's within parameters and it's fine. I did assume it was fine anyway. Good choice. Good choice of skin. Draft for Ghost. I think I prefer Smoke and Ghost. Hey, what's up? I think I prefer Smoke and Ghost. I just need to really quickly change around my Twitch chat and my YouTube chat. There we go. I looked at the ghost skin and could tell it was you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I prefer Ghost with. I think I prefer Smoke. I think Smoke is a lot more relevant most of the time. That's my friend, by the way. Yeah, I could kind of tell by what he said. I think the Smoke is more relevant because most of the time you can help yourself get out of bad situations or put yourself forward. Rather than with the updraft, it's kind of just you get to elevation and that's kind of it. Majority of the time with it, so. Okay, if you want to updraft into somewhere specific, then that's fine. But we didn't really use. Okay, nice shots. Oh, that's so funny. You land the arguably hard. You land a harder shot on a guy that's fighting you, and then as soon as the guy's not looking at you, TPing. That's just how it is. Oh, by the way, I'm now more of a Sky/KO main. Well, that's so out of nowhere. That's so out of nowhere. I mean, I'm okay with Sky. I wouldn't play KO that much, especially in lower elos. I think KO and Sky, to be fair, I think both agents, I think realistically, they're like immortal plus type agents in my opinion. Especially KO. KO is notorious as one of the worst agents in solo queue. And Sky is like fine, but she struggles when your team don't understand how to use her kit because her kit is limited nowadays because there's no cooldown. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Sky is a lot more doable than KO. This shot as well, even though you do get the kill, you can see like shooting error is blue. I was just playing because they're fun agents. Fair enough. That's a good way to. That's fine. If you just want to have fun playing them, fair enough. There are plenty of players that are good enough to play them at their ranks anyway, and climb with them. But it's just it's just making things harder. But if you have fun, you have fun. But yeah, this is a shooting error. And the reason why we've got it, although the reason why it's happened, I mean, I know you're moving and shooting, right? Oops. Did that again. Did that again. It's fine. But the main thing here as well is that we're aiming and shooting at the same time. Like we're doing aiming, moving, and shooting all at the same time. Everything was done at once there. I want to just break that up a bit. Then we died. So yeah, I'll just try and break it down a bit. Aim, moving, shooting, all different things. Shooting and moving is aiming and moving is fine, but shooting and moving, and shooting and aiming together, not fine. Wait, what? Wait, it's on your stream? Oh my god, I can't. I'm listening to myself. Okay. Okay. Second round play. You know, it was a good effort actually. Is maybe like the only thing is like it's arguable that maybe you committed too much. I also would favor. I had to do something, fair enough. I think I would favor left clicking here with the classic. The classic is nowhere near as good as it used to be. And I think that you can literally just left click close range like this. Like the burst just adds variance to the kill. And if you're able to just get headshots, 2 headshots with the classic, you kill them. So if you have the time to not bet on getting a double headshot with the classic burst, you should usually just left click. Most of the time. Unless you know they're low and they die to like 1 body shot or something like that, then it's usually better to like just left click. That's what I would do in that situation. Let me go next round. I would recommend as well not having external sounds like me on stream. Just have your own gameplay as well. We kind of just disrespected this angle. Angle just, why isn't it on me? There you go. It's kind of just yeah, like we should have it like here now, and we should actually peek this. I think you couldn't hear that because it was on the other monitor. Oh, well, it can hear everything, so it can hear all audio that's coming at your computer. Usually, unless you set up specifically not to do that. It's like audio channel type stuff. But even then, it's more for you. Like you shouldn't really be having like external sounds on if possible. And we ignored this angle as well. Angle here. Crosshair's not there for it. I don't know why my epic pen once again is deciding not to want to undo. It's very annoying. Ignore this one again. We kind of were there at the start of the motion, but then we turned away from it. We didn't really pre-end this either. I understand, to be fair, CORRODE is a new map, so I'm like a bit more lenient with this because it's a new map. So I understand that people are getting it wrong. But yeah, it should be in over here somewhere. But it's just reps on the map. I think with more reps on the map, it'd be better. So the reason why you died here is because you were just running. The pre-aim wasn't like you didn't particularly peak this angle. Like you kind of just like ran up. You know what I mean? You still get lost on CORRODE, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's just gonna take some more time to get used to it. Crosshair placement also isn't good, right? And yeah, just the movement isn't very good. We're just kind of running at them when we could be taking a bit more methodically. By just like clearing angles properly. We popped our dash maybe a bit too early, but honestly, I actually don't mind you popping the dash where you did. Actually no, I don't like you popping dash here. I think you can wait until this corner because you didn't actually fight this corner. I think you can wait till you get to this point. You can probably still have dash. Well, by the time you find the Reyna. So you pop dash a bit early. Just gotta think of it when you're actually fighting, right? Because you pop it here, but let's like think about it like this, right? If you were gonna pop your dash, you'd pop it for specific fights, right? So a specific fight that you might take is like here, right, on the map. This is one specific fight. Another specific fight you might take is over here on the map, right? And then the next one is going to be like here, or like maybe a different line, like this, right? Or maybe like this, something like that, right? And then the next fight is like this one. Next fight is this one, and then the next fight is that one, right? So there's like plenty of different fights that you're taking over here, right? And the idea is with dash is to use one of those like lines, those fight lines that we're going to use, like we're going to fight in, to dictate when we're actually going to pop dash, right? So if you were going to fight this line, you pop dash like instantly off barrier, right? Or if you were going to fight the next line, which is this line here, you would do it as soon as you're about to enter that line. So you're kind of doing it in like a limbo right now. Like you're like not min-maxing the time. Because in this sort of grey area, in between this fight, and this fight, you're kind of in that zone right now where you're not exactly in a fight angle yet, but you're past another one. You're like past the first one and not quite in the second one. So you can actually just wait to pop dash until like you're about to enter that line. Just like min-max the dash. And that goes for a lot of other util as well, not just jet dash. Like that goes for like stuff like support flashes as well, like because you're playing like KO Sky. Like it goes for the same thing, but you just have to watch your teammate. The teammate that you're going to flash for, you have to think about what lines are they going to take to fight, and then which flash and when do I flash are like the two relevant questions you need to ask yourself when they go towards those lines, right? So when do I flash and like where do I flash to not flash them and that kind of stuff, right? So you're just going to be thinking about like all the possible lines that you can that people can fight in or you can fight in. That might be that's going to be a pretty important thing I think to think about, especially because you are playing Sky and KO. They're like those two agents are the like support agents. They're going to be the agents that are thinking about those things. They need to be a lot more smart about what your teammates are doing and how you can support them. Not always, to be fair. You are like it is like lower ranks, so ideally, when putting yourself forward here. Once again, we just kind of ignored the original first angle because this angle you can get fought at. So we kind of just ignored it. Didn't even put our crosshair on it once, and then we didn't preempt this correctly. But as I've already mentioned, CORRODE, so I'm not really expecting you to have it pre-aimed every time perfectly. Anyway, that was better, but it just wasn't great because it's Marshall. I think you pop dash like the Marshall's not going to really do much for you in this close angle, right? It's a Marshall, so you really have to land the shot, otherwise you're dead. So popping dash here for this fight would have been better. I probably wouldn't have even took this fight at all with the Marshall. I probably would have just like waited for another fight in longer range, or not gone A main, maybe gone mid, maybe gone B main, like those more long angles, rather than trying to fight a short angle instantly with the Marshall. So it's just a pathing mistake maybe, or a buy mistake. You either don't play the Marshall here, you buy like a Judge or a Spectre or something, or you take the sidelines. Have you ever played Rainbow Six? I have played Rainbow Six Siege. I didn't really play ranked. I played like very casually. But yeah, I did play it quite recently actually. I do find it quite fun. I think I'm gonna play it again when the new guy comes out with all the lasers. I'm playing it right now. What's the guy with the lasers? The new guy that's coming out. When does he come out? Do you know when he comes out? He's already out. I'm gonna play the game. Just I playing it recently. Yeah, I've been playing it since it came out, more or less. But I haven't been playing it very much. Like I have like 200 hours in it total, which is nothing compared to his name Denari. I don't know what his name is, but he has like lasers that he can place and like make setups. I don't know what that's a new name to me, so it probably is Denari. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's out or not. I might play when he's out, so I can. I think I've got enough. Might not have enough to buy him. To be fair, enough currency. I still haven't got all the agents or all the operators on Rainbow Six, but most of the time I don't really want the ones I've got unlocked. Yeah, but he's only out in the battle pass. Oh, that's so disgusting. That's so disgusting. Maybe okay, I'll still download it and play, I guess. Yeah, I'll still download it and play it. Maybe I'll buy the battle pass. We'll see. I might decide to buy it. That is really disgusting though. Holy moly. Uplay, I guess, or like ePlay. What are they called? Ubisoft. My God, Uplay. What year is it? Uplay is like. By the way, Uplay is like 2016. That's like 10 years ago. I don't think it's even been operating since then. Oh, I'm so old. But in like a week or something. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll wait and see. I'll just download Rainbow Six and play that at some point. I'm really enjoying competitive shooters at the moment, so I've been enjoying playing Valorant as well. Off stream. I played on stream actually yesterday, didn't I? Or the day before? Yesterday, the day before. 7 days until he's out. Yeah, okay. I'll play next week then. I'll play next week. So how do we die? So hang on, let me watch this right now. Okay, that's kind of spooky because this smoke has been up for quite a while. So there could have been someone with a Judge in it or something, but thankfully our Gecko, or the enemy Gecko, is kind of just trolling. I don't even know what he's doing. I don't know why he's getting mutilate in the smoke. You should always have gun out in the smoke there. Always, always. It's kind of weird it's Gecko in there as well. We get the Vandal. I'm not sure what we're pinging. What we're pinging. Nice shot. Oh. Unlucky. Yeah, just overall, this was a bit slow. I would say like the motion overall is slow. Like I think you can like smoke after getting the kill, you can smoke faster, and I think that you can wait for the smoke to pop first as well. So you can smoke that instantly, like as you kill the omen basically, and then you can wait for the smoke to pop. I haven't even unlocked ranked yet. I'm at level 13. I've unlocked ranked, but I don't really play ranked on Siege. I played it a tiny bit, but I've never actually like properly played it because to me Siege was always like a casual game for me. I didn't really bother with the ranked stuff in it. Sometimes I'm like that with games. Like for instance, like Rocket League. Like I don't really play Rocket. Like when I used to play Rocket League, I did play ranked, but I wasn't really like bothered doing it. You unlock it at level 15 and then ranked. Wait, you unlock unranked at level 15 and ranked at 50. Oh my god, I think I'm like level 88. I think on Siege, level 89. So I'm not. I'm like I said, I've got like 200 hours in the game. I'm not that far ahead of people. I'm mainly in Siege. It's just my aim. Like the only transferable thing I have is aim. So I delete people when I'm playing like aim heavy ops or like in aim heavy situations. But then when it gets to like actual games where like rounds where I need to know what I'm doing, I'm so useless in the Siege games. But yeah, I have fun. I have fun. That's the main thing. Okay. Where's chamber? They need to pop dash maybe, but it only is because you're playing against chamber, and we know that Voice plays B, also plays A. That's the only time. That's the only reason why you pop dash here, because you know that the chamber should realistically be fighting this, because it's chamber. He should be taking the first fight in like these types of angles, and he hasn't had any. As far as I know, he hasn't been challenged yet. Here, let me just quickly check messages. Oh, I've got this. Oh my god. Okay, so we go out. Let's see how we go out. I think positioning wise it's fine actually. I'm not sure if you go back that far. I think what I would do in this situation, I would place my second smoke about here and fight this angle over here. Or what I would do is I'd place my smoke here and fight the guy on site or the people that are being seen on site. That's what I would do, I think. I don't think I would fall back into the cubby. Even though you did get a kill from it, I wouldn't have done it, I don't think. That would have been my teammate's kill, probably. Maybe I would have killed the Omen. Because we're... Oh, no, Omen was in the corner? That's crazy. We didn't buy a secondary for the Vice ult. The Vice ult was at the start, right? Yeah. We should have had a shorty, probably, if we had money. Do we have money? We didn't have money. Zero credits. Unlucky. Unlucky. Couldn't buy it. So right here you actually should kill the chamber, I think. Because the ult insta. This box, right? This box is really good for jet knives. Because, well, not exactly good for jet knives, but like in this situation, right? Because you can just jump, see over the box, and kill this guy as he runs away. With no TP, right? Like you would have killed him there if you just jumped around the corner and then hit him over the top with the box. Hit him over the top of the box is what I meant to say. Once again there, I think you don't need to be afraid to try and shoot him. Okay. So this is... Oh. Jet Knives technology. What is the gecko doing, by the way? Jet Knives technology. Not a single good Jet player ever does this with knives. I don't mean miss, by the way. I mean, they don't do like left click, left click, left click, left click to try and get headshots. They just hold down the button. They just hold it down. Watch like Zekken play. Watch like really, really good players play. Obviously, when they have freer kills, they'll one tap and they'll do that. But you'll see them like in high pressure situations when they're actually trying to like win the rounds. They are holding down left click. because they're treating it like they've got a Vandal in their hands that resets constantly. It's basically like a super accurate Vandal that has 5 bullets. So if they kill someone within the first 5 bullets of their spray, they'll just keep going. That's what they treat it as, right? That's kind of what it is. So I would treat it like that in your brain, rather than like a Guardian or something. Because I think a lot of people do see it as like a Guardian or like a Deagle, rather than a Vandal, which is what it is. And don't get me wrong, I do like one taps, but the thing is like the one taps and that kind of stuff. They look cool, but they're not functional. You do not want to be one tapping in these types of games where they're one tap headshots. One tap headshots, it favors bullets fired. So you want to have a high quantity of bullets fired. Usually, not always, but usually. So with the Vandal, it's the same. You want to have bursts. You want to have controlled bursts where you can still shoot accurately at the same time as putting out a fair amount of bullets to get the kills. The clears aren't too bad. The thing is with the clears though, is that you like dip in between in between. I've noticed like here especially. Can you see like the height of your crosshair? Just to ban that guy. Not sure if you even saw that chatter, but he was likely ban evader and got restricted already. But yeah, okay. So here, right, you can see on this one here, right here. Did you see where you kind of like swiped your mouse like this instead of it like straight? You like swiped it like this. We can get rid of that in range and aim labs. It's all about keeping the motion smooth. So you do like tracking drills that keep it right to left. Right to left, like strict tracking drills, and aim labs would fix that. It's just a bit of mouse control and keeping the crosshair on head height. That type of stuff would be really good to do. They maybe should have warmed up. Yeah, maybe, probably. I would guess you probably should have warmed up. Yeah, if you want to warm up, warm up. What happened there? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Just so when we like I understand you kind of have like this set path and you do a jet, but when there's no smoke, you can't do the same pathing, right? Your other pathing, this pathing here, relied on having the smoke up. So I think you really need to have a pathing where you can do it without a smoke. So one against this wall is usually what is happening. Usually. That's it. That's what it is for Rays. I haven't got that much for Jet. I have a lot more for Rays on Corrode. And for Rays, if there's no smoke, even if there is smoke sometimes, you're always hugging this wall. Because this wall tends to get spam less because of the relative position where Heaven is, right? Heaven tends to have an easier time of spamming on this side than this side. And when there's no smokes up, the sight lines of the site are going to be more so towards this side of main than this side of main. So being against this wall kind of gives you more of an advantage in terms of positioning, because then you can be closer to where you want to be in terms of taking space. So I would have a pathing from here with Jet. I'm not exactly sure what it would actually be. Probably like jump and onto site with the box here. You probably smoke the edge of the box and like jump dash into the box like this or something. I can see that. I mean, maybe you can actually do the same pathing from this position. That also is probably fine. You just probably won't quite make it to the box. You'll probably be like in front of the box over here. And to be honest, it's probably better than actually it probably is better than what you're doing now, because you smoke this part of the box and then you can come out with the box's cover. So then you're only visible from Heaven. So as long as you have a Heaven smoke, you can then fight the guy here, right? As long as you smoke this or something, like if you smoke close to yourself, you just always smoke that. You can always fight this. It's the same as what I told you to do with the second smoke, actually, just with extra step with the box. So yeah, I'll just try and path here. Majority of the time, I think it's just safer. There's a reason why you died. That's for sure. There's a... Yeah. So kind of same thing again happening. We're kind of doing this. I don't really mind the way you peeked that, that's fine. I don't know why we don't get that smoked. Yep, that's fine. I don't like the way that you go back into the cubby though. That's the only thing. I think you just place a second smoke and try and take space. Because right now, like what can your teammates do if you go back into the cubby? Like their way to come out onto site is usually going to be the cubby for the second player, right? If you have like a second player that's aggressive, like the Reyna or something, or maybe the KO or the Deadlock. Well, actually, you have like a bunch of second agent in type agents actually on your team. Like all these agents have like justifications for being the second one in basically. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah, that's just a side note. But they all have reasons that they're like justifications for going out into site, and they're like pathings are going to be towards cubby a lot of the time. Like you can argue like maybe Reyna and Clove can go this way more so, but for like KO and Deadlock especially, they're going to be the ones that are going to go this way. Maybe Reyna even is going to go that way, and Clove can maybe do a bit more in terms of this way. But for the most part, they're all going to path right on top of you, and you don't want to do that. You want to kind of have more space, make more space for those people to then come out into their positions. So I would try and stay up here, smoke things off, take fights. What I've already sort of talked about. But yeah. In terms of aim as well, just not there. Maybe just break it down real quick. We saw the guy and then just didn't track him correctly. We started shooting before we kind of aimed. Like we started shooting on this frame. And on this frame, we're not on our head. We're not on the head, right? So we should have been moving in some capacity here. To be honest, I think, like as I mentioned, right, where the positioning is not very good for where we are. The smoke made it even worse, to be honest, for us specifically. It's not very good smoke, but it's just really bad for the specific situation we're actually in, because we can't really move. Like, we can move, but then we'll be kind of going to get spammed through the smoke by this guy, basically, as we move. So it's just not very good, not ideal for us. But yeah, I think you just need to not be in that position. But I think with that fight as well, you also need to be looking to aim before you shoot. No, did you win that? You won that? That's actually crazy. Okay, operator. I'm not sure if I like the operator in this round. Do I like the operator in this round? I need to see the enemy's economy if possible. Elo, yep. I'm not sure. I can't see the enemy's money, but I don't know if I don't know if your choice to go operator is good or bad here, because I can't see the enemy's money. But if they're poor, then it's bad. But if they're rich or something, then it's kind of good, or it can be good. But I don't like the positioning where it is. Like you need to go mid, I think, and play slower. I also think as well we've gone A every single time, so you can even see it with the way that Omen is smoking. He smokes on the second of the round, on the third second of the round. Like he smokes instantly because he just knows you're going to be here. So I think it's a bit too, not really using the length of the map enough. We could be doing more here. The operator's going to make things awkward as well for going in. Just not a very mobile weapon. Who even died there? Wait, what? Just randomly got to kill Spring. Okay. Your teammates opened up the site. The thing is, if you can get onto site and plant, the operator becomes so much stronger, because they have to walk into you. Okay. I think, yeah. So it was like a flick. This is like a micro flick. It was a good shot, but realistically, I think the Reyna should have reacted faster than when she did. We like peeked them, and she was already looking at us. I think against a better player there, you get your head taken off. Oh. Yeah, this is just lack of awareness. Yeah, we already see them. Yeah, it's just lack of awareness. It was a good try on the actual shot. Just remember as well, like on the operator, you don't need to go for headshots. You can just stick for body shots. That's fine. It still kills them either way. Yeah, it's kind of a waste of a dash. I think when the Omen is doing this, oh actually, we almost got that kill. Yeah, the enemy team don't really know what they're doing, obviously, but not even with like within their team. Well, they're not communicating. But yeah, so this is the one thing that I want to point out is that I think we are peaking this very wrong in that we are always having our crosshair in the wall. Our wall, like we're always in the wall with our crosshair. And I think that we can more scan this angle, or we should like properly peek it, like swing it and pre-aim the correct angle against the wall. But yeah, to be fair, that the chamber did position decently well. It looks like he did actually body shot him, maybe? Maybe not, I can't tell quite. But yeah, I think we're I think we're not using the space of the map particularly well. We're just going A permanently. And it's fine if it's working, but it hasn't particularly been working all the time. Like we've lost some rounds on A. Or B, sorry. What is that guy doing? Okay, we did have a secondary at least, so if they did hurt us, we still were not screwed. What happened here? Okay. Kind of unlucky. But at the same time, we should just be holding it, I think. We're not holding the correct angle. We know what angle to hold, we just don't hold it in time. Because we're kind of just aiming at the wall here. You like when the smoke is up, it's not the greatest to be looking at the smoke with the AWP anyway. But at least pre-aim the next angle, I think, would be best. Okay. We won a fault, so I would probably look for. Honestly, I would look for an orb or an early fight, which we kind of found, but Reyna kind of took from us. That's fine. I mean, this is the first time you've gone mid as well. But the thing is, it's funny because you've gone mid without the AWP. Like I feel like you would have went mid with the AWP on the other two rounds rather than with the Vandal. Oh well. We end up meeting up with our teammates on A. We go this way. I feel like on this last round, you've explored more of the map than you have the entire game. I don't know what that guy's doing. I couldn't tell you what that guy's doing. But yeah, there's some mouse control issues there. I'm not sure how much mouse pad you have, or like how high your sensitivity is. But this is a lot of not much mouse control going on. Though there should be like a swift horizontal movement towards this guy, but it ended up being kind of like a weird zigzag, right? And if I go like frame by frame, it looks like you've got like mouse XL on sometimes. It's kind of hard to tell actually, frame by frame. We end up getting the kill anyway, but yeah, definitely something to do with like sensitivity there, or mouse pad height, or it's not height, mouse pad length or like width. So I would try and think about that. If you have a really high sense, try and think about lowering it. If you have the space to, then do that. But if you don't, then you have to spend more time on like aim labs and things to get used to the sense and being able to swipe horizontally properly. It could just be unlucky as well. Maybe you did maybe there's a chance like you were like fully left on your mouse pad, but even then, mouse control comes into it plays a factor there, because if I'm too far left on my mouse pad and I know that I'm gonna have angles towards my left, I always take my mouse off the mouse pad at an opportune moment where I don't need to use it necessarily, and put it like more central in my mouse pad. So then I know that if I do have to go left, I have mouse pad space to do it. So those are things that to be fair, that stuff is more second nature to me now because of the amount of time I've played shooters for on lower sense. It's literally been since I played like CSGO originally with friends like 2014, so it's been like 11 years. So that type of stuff has been like ingrained in me over time. So, but that type of stuff is stuff you'll get over time. Is like, but it's better to focus on it now and get it like in a more refined way, or like to think about it in a more refined way, because there are things like over time that I have to like relearn because I never learned them originally, and so I have bad habits in like the way I actually do it. So you'll see sometimes that when I come back to Valorant and things, sometimes I'll be a bit shaky with my horizontal swipes, and that's mainly because I didn't do it from like the ground up when I originally started doing it. But if you can do it from the ground up when you originally start doing it, then it becomes especially if you keep practicing it, then it's a lot more smoother when you like come back to it, or if you want to transfer it to other games. But yeah, I would just try and figure out how you want to do your horizontal mouse movement. I would recommend aim labs, to be fair. Oh, okay. So the decision to come out the smoke is pretty risky. So I think we pop dash. Did we pop dash? We didn't pop dash. Okay. So yeah, we didn't pop dash. And dash is like the main tool here that we need. We're playing one of the best agents to do this type of play with, and we're not using our best tool. So our best tool is dash, because if you pop dash here, go at the smoke, you get 1 kill, dash back in the smoke, or you dash somewhere else that's like opportunistic. So for me, what I would have done, the voice was not looking at me. Like right here, as I come through this smoke, my target selection is going to tell me this guy is the guy to kill. Like 100%, because he's looking at me. I'll try and identify that he's looking at me as soon as, like, I try to look for those types of things, right, when I'm looking at like target selection, like subconsciously. I'm going to try and think about, I'm going to try and kill this guy first because he's looking at me and this guy isn't. So I'm going to try and kill this guy, and the odds are, because I'm playing JETT, so my dash would be up. I would have popped dash, and I would kill this guy and dash into this, like next to this wall, right? I've just killed the guy here. I know that I'm probably going to be safe in this position where I've just killed the guy. And now I have like a advanced position past this smoke that I can play away, like play out of, basically, where I can help my teammate on site, and I can tackle like any fights this way, to kind of help my team pincer the enemy team and sort of win the engagement. But yeah. So yeah, I think target selection plays a role here. I also think as well, it might have been that we were just a bit overwhelmed when we came through the smoke, because we kind of we didn't really. I mean, to be fair, you were pretty close. Like, this is really close. Like, the aim-wise, even though you took a lot, I would say you took maybe too long to aim here, but aim-wise, it was pretty close. This is pretty close. So I can't really fault you too much. Like, it is just that you took too much time. For the aiming specifically, you took too much time. And obviously it was a tiny bit inaccurate, but you were really close, so I'm okay with that. Let's move on. The next round. They're on the eco. I'm not sure if I like the aggression on the eco. It kind of depends on the situation. Like, for instance, like, bear in mind, like, even though attack are going to be more conscious of this, right? When you're on attack, right, you have this timer above you that, you know, you need to plant within the 1:40. But also think about it on defense, right? That the attackers also have to have, like, you also are limited by time, but you also have the time as your advantage. So it's really good to like use that. So in the first like 5 seconds of the round, let these people like make mistakes in their gameplay, right? So they can run around and give away their position in the first 5 seconds. So you can make informed decisions on things in the first 5 seconds, because they'll make dumb mistakes, like taking like dumb steps at the start of the round. Like they'll step like a couple times on A. They'll have like 3 players randomly running in A main and give you all the information you need to make an informed decision on like what you want to do, like past that point, right? So instead, we've managed to commit 4 seconds into the round into an open angle with a classic in an unfavorable angle. Like, this is unfavorable for us with the classic. We like shouldn't really win a fight if someone comes around the corner here. And they should know you're here. Okay, well, they definitely know you're here now. And realistically, they should have seen you dash across, so they should know you're there. Yeah. Yeah, no, same. They would have seen you. So you can tell they would have seen you from the map as well. So bear in mind, this like part of the smoke is only just about hitting the corner. And bear in mind that smokes are domes, right? Smokes are domes. So this will be on the edge, and the edge is here. So if you go straight up from the edge, like this, they'll have about this section where they should have been able to see you dash on the other side of the smoke, right? On this part of the dash, on this part of the smoke. So that means that they didn't see you dash across. They would have seen you if you would have dashed across through like this part of the like how this works basically. How smokes work because they're domed. So they would have known that you weren't crossed. They also, as well, I'm pretty sure as well, Jett's dash makes audio the entire time of the dash. I'm pretty sure. It's hard to tell most of the time, but I'm pretty sure it makes audio at start point and end point. So if they didn't hear your end point towards like the other doorway, they didn't hear the end point here, then they would have known that you were here. I'm pretty sure anyway. Not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. It's mainly because you don't really, like most of the time it's not relevant to know where the endpoint and where the start point and end point is necessarily, or like it not super relevant. It can be, but not always. Usually you can tell where it is anyway because of pathing, like how you know they're gonna path. What makes sense, where the smokes are and everything. There B. We have a lot of trust in the call. We also have an outlaw as well. We have a lot of trust in the call because we just kind of run through mid. Because he said B, he didn't say a number, didn't say someone specific, and they have 2 sentinels. So it means that any of these 2 players are probably going to be lurk. But there's decent potential they can lurk, and they can do a lurk mid and just be watching this and kill you. Same with the Omen. The Omen can technically lurk. The Reyna can technically lurk. They have a lot of options for lurking, so you've got to be careful about doing things like this because it only takes like someone deciding to lurk this round where you just die in mid and then your round is over. And obviously we don't want the round to be over like that when especially when playing solo queue, because we should try and be carrying our team. And we don't want to be losing rounds for a team or just having no impact in a round. Because we want to be as impactful as possible. Whether that be honestly for bad or worse. Oh, sorry, for bad or worse. For good or bad. Like for yeah. Even if it's bad impact, sometimes at least you would have tried to have impact. And that doesn't mean go feed all your games or whatever, or like lose all your games on purpose. What I mean by that is that you should try and have impact to be good impact. You should try and have as much good impact as possible, but sometimes good impact can just look worse than doing nothing. Because of the situation. Like if you make a big mistake, then it's going to be worse, obviously, than doing nothing. But usually nothing is a very big mistake in the majority of your games. So you need to be very careful about doing nothing. Because it's just going to... Essentially, you're just going to be like at the whim of all the randomness of a solo queue game. So be careful of that. But yeah. I think a lot of people struggle with impact as well. I guess we're doing something on rotation here because we're not really... We start off with B as well. I don't really like this angle. First of all, we get stunned. We also get stunned by Deadlock's trap here. So, actually, I think we do. We don't, actually. The reason why I know we don't get stunned by it is because we're not hearing the audio. If you hear the audio of the trap, I'm pretty sure it will stun you. If you don't hear the audio of the trap, I'm pretty sure teammates can hear the audio of the trap. Pretty sure we can. Okay. Yeah, we had our gun out a bit too much here, but maybe we're doing something else. Like it doesn't like we've got a hand on the mouse, so we're doing something else. But we should have a knife out here and looking at map, realistically. But we're not really aiming at anything. We didn't really aim here either. Technically, Deadlock would be fighting someone here already, but our crosshair should still be over here. At the very least, it should maybe be over here, but Clove would probably be seeing someone. So, but it should be at least somewhere that's relevant, like or close to relevant, rather than just like in Narnia. This is better though. Oh, okay. So yeah. The problem is I think we're just over moving here. We're over moving. We're like trying to get like the perfect angle when realistically this is probably the best angle we have. Because by tucking in, you're actually giving him more of a chance to see you. Because think about the corner perspectives, right? If you know how they work. If you're close to a corner, then they see you first. He's far away from this edge of the smoke, and you're very close to the edge of the smoke, which means that he sees you first. He's going to see you first if he's very far away and you're close. So you don't want to do that. So you want to make sure the whole angle was visible, like it was just. If we go back to it. But you want to make sure like it's like this, because you can then see him when he runs around the corner. And this angle, this corner of the wall, the door, this angle here, is much more equal in distance. So you'll have very comparable times in like when you see each other. So what I would have done in this situation, I would have just like, not exactly wide swung. The reason why I wouldn't have wide swung is because this smoke doesn't fully cover this. So if I wide swing and someone's standing over here and on site, I die to them instead. Or I take 2 fights at once, which obviously I don't really want to do. So I'm going to take a small step, making sure I expose this at the same time as I expect him to be peeking me, which means that I should at least have equal advantage with him, or like I should like equalize the fight perspectively, if that makes sense, where I see him at the same time as me because I'm swinging the angle. If he doesn't swing the angle and he's holding me, then I actually have peaks advantage. So that's the reason why I would do that. And Owen, he just got his 117 as well, so that's unlucky. So yeah, you just needed a body shot. Or 2. Just 1 body shot. Okay, we've run into the same issue as I talked about just, where the guy's lurking this time. He's lurking. So realistically, this should be a punish, because we've got a classic out and he's got an up. So this should be a punish for what I've said what I said in the previous rounds. Fighting him is bold. What I would have done to fight him, instead of just trying to like man up and fight him in mid, what I would do instead is I'd pop dash. If he didn't kill me on this shot, I would instantly pop dash and smoke this. And then I would dash forward and try and close the distance with my classic. My classic is going to be stronger at close range than his operator. He still has the chance to no-scope me or to land a really good shot at close range. But it's way more on him being good and for him to like land a low percentage conversion shot, like a difficult shot, than for me to just run up and classic him into death, right, with left click or with burst. So basically by closing the distance, I'm gaining the advantage against this guy. But you're currently staying within his range, or at least you're staying within more of his range compared to what you have, which is the classic, right? But realistically, this guy should have killed you on the first shot. But since he didn't kill you on the first shot, you had the chance to make it your advantage, but you didn't really seize that opportunity. You just kind of let it carry on being his advantage, and he didn't really. It's crazy he didn't land a shot, to be honest. He should have landed one. And then actually, you know what's hilarious is that's actually kind of proves my point instantly, because imagine if you close the distance with the dash and the smoke, and you got yourself in this position, and then the chamber decided he was going to try and peek you again. This is what would happen. He would just get absolutely blown away by the classic close range. That's exactly what would happen. So you've proved my point in the same round, in exactly the same place, which is so funny. But yeah, that's exactly what would have happened with the chamber. So you're just gonna try and think about it like that, right? Where the classic had the advantage, so you got the kill. I mean, to be fair, she was off guard. Like, she didn't have a gun out really, but like at the same time, it still would have been the same deal. Same sort of deal. Boys, fine. We saved, so.
Yeah, they're 8. Yeah, they're 8.
Okay, to be honest, I don't think I would do these types of bold rotations if I don't have like better comms. Because I don't really know how many people are A. Like, they just said guys A, so like that can mean anything really.
No, bro, but no one's B.
No one's B. True. That is a good point by the deadlock. The running there is kind of spooky because someone can hear you in A main. You can see on the map in a second. So this is your audio radius. So if someone is there, like within this audio radius, they'll hear you. So right there, like it's pretty There's decent potential that someone was in this radius, like this section, maybe this section of the radius when you were running there, which is scary, right? Please coach me next. So yeah, if you go onto my Discord, there's also this. Oh, I haven't got my. There's also this command here. Oh, not that one. There you go. That's also my Discord, and you can join that, and that's where I do my VOD reviews for. Like that's where I do like the form for it. My brain's not working apparently. That's where I do the form for it. So you just go onto VOD reviews, onto VOD submission, and then you can submit a VOD there. And that's how you get a VOD review. Oh, it's okay. It happens. I think the main reason why this happened is that we weren't really very active with our aim. Thank you. We weren't really very active with our aim here, right? If that makes sense. We kind of... Like, you were only aiming... You kind of picked a position and then started shooting, if that makes sense. I think he just taps once instead of crouch spraying. Yeah, well, he didn't really crouch spray. He kind of just crouch bursted. So, realistically, he shouldn't even... Technically, you shouldn't even really be crouching there. You can just shoot the guy, to be honest. It's just a bit aim. But the reason why you didn't shoot the guy is because this... Your aim was just very inactive. Like, you aimed at the guy's head and then didn't take into account the time it would take you to shoot for some reason. Oh, sorry, I keep doing that. Like, you took a tiny bit longer to shoot than you maybe should have done. And then your aim wasn't very active afterwards. So, like, you just kind of... Why do I keep doing that? Where you kind of just... I think it's like backslash I keep hitting. Where you kind of just lag behind the target. And you can fix that more with movement, to be fair. If you were not crouched and standing up, you would be able to just move right and probably kill the guy. If you just move right after the first burst. But realistically, you shouldn't be missing the first burst. So I think also speed of motion, like just not being able to like you didn't really line all the steps fast enough. Like you didn't do the moving and aiming with the stop and then shoot sort of fast enough. Obviously in this situation you didn't need to move at all. You could have just aimed and shot like a turret. So you just need to do the aim and shooting stuff faster as well. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think in this context, like in this actual fight, it literally is just the shooting and aiming. So he just needs to practice aiming and shooting. So aim labs would be perfect for this. If you want to do aim labs, if you want to practice movement, then you want to also do it like in DM as well, like in actual Valorant. You don't want to do aim labs with movement. But yeah, aim lab that would be the perfect time to go in aim labs and to sort out how fast you're kind of putting things into motion in those fights. Operator in mid, I'm happy with this. I think I'm not sure if I like it on the top angle though. I think I think dropping down is better slightly, but I could be wrong. I think dropping down is slightly better because I think it locks you. It doesn't lock you into the angle as much. You can have a couple more angles to play with. If MMOs feel too tedious or too geeky, then range DMs. Yeah. I think you don't really need aim labs. Aim labs is there as like a supplement tool. It's not really there to actually like be the only thing you use for mechanics. You only use it for like just like refining, or you use it for very specific things. Like it's really good for horizontal aim. To like refine that with like the tracking drills that are like locked onto the horizontal plane, like horizontally. That's a good one that's one good one to do that for mouse control. And there's some others as well that are pretty good. But generally you can learn all you need to learn within the game anyway. So, or like practice all you need to practice within the game. So You don't really need other things if you don't if you really don't want to use them. I'm happy with this part. I think you can't shoot the Reyna thing yourself. For some reason, your teammate's going to run away, or like they hid from it instead of shooting it for you. But it's unlucky, I guess. That's fine. Still held the angle. I wouldn't go too aggressive here. So the reason why why I wouldn't go too aggressive here is because as soon as we get this kill, 4v2. So in a 4v2, don't really need to be aggressive. It doesn't really make much sense. Also, bear in mind as well that we have 2 people though. So you as a full health player are more valuable in like the 1v1s and things because you have simply more health to take a 1v1 on. If this person got put in a 1v1 or this person got put in a 1v1, 1 bullet to the body dead, 1 bullet to like with a classic even dead, so a burst. So that makes the 1v1 10 times harder for these players. So you really don't want to be putting them in bad positions. So you need to make sure, like as a full health player, there are obviously times where this isn't applicable and it's different. But for the majority of the time and like for most of the thinking about it, as full HP, you don't want to just be running in and dying in the 4v2 especially because you have the numbers advantage, right? On top of that, you're also defense, so they need to actually go and plant the bomb in a 2v4. So they need to be, most likely they won't go and plant the bomb or like instantly. They'll just go and try and get kills and try and find ways to get kills and then make it a 2v2 and then they'll probably go for a plant or something like that, right? They'll try and find a different way to win the round or to equalize the numbers and then go and win the round with planting. But yeah, being too aggressive in high number situations is how people lose these high number situations. When you lose like these type of situations, it's usually because of being overly aggressive. Yeah, I don't know why you're hiding in the corner. Because the funny thing is as well is like after what I've just said, this is also once again like a numbers issue, but it's in the opposite way around, right? You have a numbers advantage currently. I mean, you still have a numbers advantage, but what I mean by that is like it's a numbers advantage in an aggressive sense that you can fight something because you have 2 players and you know you're against a 1. So because you know that, it means that if a 1 player actually comes and fights you, the odds are there's a trade available because there's 2 of you. So it's literally the simple reason that there's 2 of you, that 1 person can trade the other. So by like hiding, you eliminate that prospect as soon as you like path away from each other. This person's going aggressive, you're going defensive. So you're going opposite angle, you're going opposite ways away from each other. So you're giving up the chance to trade with each other. I don't do live coaching, not anymore. I used to do it a long time ago, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But yeah, I don't do it anymore because it's not as good as VOD recording. Like this, I feel like I can do a lot more for the student when it's pre-recorded and I can break down things for them. When in live coaching, it can become a bit overwhelming potentially for the student to think about things I'm telling them currently and the things that they want them to do. I want them to do, and the also as well, they won't play at their best in live coaching usually. Do you mind the first 2 rounds are missing? I would prefer them to be there, ideally. But if you absolutely, I would just get a different game. I would just make sure you get the 2 rounds next time. I think, like if you absolutely really need to have that VOD be uploaded, then sure. But I would ideally have the first 2 rounds there. Good try. I have noticed a couple times actually. Even though we might have the crosshair like near the person, we still aim and shoot at the same time. So we need to get that out of you. We need to like stop you from aiming and shooting at the same time. It's a very reactionary and like it's like a very nervous thing to do, I would say. Where you're like nervous about missing the shot, so you feel like up until the very last moment of shooting, you need to be moving the mouse towards them. That's like what I feel like is happening here. It happens a lot as well. Like a lot of people do this type of thing, where they move the mouse like as soon as they're shooting, like up until the very last second. But it's about trusting your aim and like the process of how you aim. So I think we just need to figure that out with, I think it's maybe with the operator as well. It's been happening with us specifically, but it has happened with the Phantom as well, I think. How about the Phantom? Or was it the Vandal? It's Phantom or Vandal? Basically the same gun for most purposes anyway. Oh, something that's funny. Going Heaven is fine here. The Omen is kind of trolling, but there's good shots. Okay, nice. This was a good reaction as well to the voice. I'm happy you didn't go for a headshot because you know you were originally going for headshots when you had the operator, but now you seem to not go for the headshots on these 2 kills. So nice. That was good. Okay, you know they're in there. Oh, my bad. I thought the operator shot was the enemy echo. My bad.
I don't think they want an FF.
Okay. So where do we go at the start of this round? We are on Heaven and then we change our mind. You have to be more decisive when you have an operator. Just bear that in mind. You have to be you have to be much more decisive when you have an operator because you have one of the most powerful weapons in the game for like holding angles. So if you're very decisive on what angle to hold, as long as like even it can literally be the wrong angle, but as long as you learn it's the wrong angle from it being the wrong angle, then you're fine, right? So just choose an angle and just like if you don't really get much play with it, like in like you know a game or something, then try different angles, right? And if you like they don't get much play either, try different sight or try like the same angle again. Maybe it was just unlucky, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we got to be more decisive, I think. Funny enough, I actually don't mind you like rotating early that much, but it's too early. Like if you had more information, like if you had information to rotate, I wouldn't mind it as much. But I probably wouldn't do the full rotation simply because Reyna has an operator. I probably would just stay mid, just because my teammate already has an operator over here. To be honest, but if she didn't have operator, I would probably full rotate. And that's just for impact, right? The reason why I would do that is because I want to have a lot of impact on the game, as I've already talked about impact. And a lot of people struggle to have impact because they don't actually actively try and find situations where they can have impact. And early rotations are one of those situations where a lot of people miss, where they feel like they have to keep the map control of the map and that kind of thing. Where someone that's really prevalent in the Valorant scene does this a lot in high-low Radiant games and is a pro player. It's one of the most well-known and well-respected pro players, and it's Nats. So Nats, who currently plays for Team Liquid, he is one of the known as one of the best players in Valorant, right? And he does this a lot. He early rotates a lot, and the reason why he does it is, to be fair, he plays Sentinel, and a lot of people think that's like crazy to rotate early on Sentinel. But the reason why he does it is because he has util that he can set up on sites and then just go rotate away from the util. Once the enemy team have shown enough like information where he feels comfortable rotating away from his stuff and towards the enemy team, basically. And that's how he gets so impactful in his games, is because he knows how to have impact. He knows how to run at the enemies, and to fight enemies is going to be how he has impact. And he still has impact in the map control because he's playing a Sentinel. So if they do go and fake and then take the site that he's just left, he still has his setup there. He's still able to impact the map with his like camera that he has set up, and his trips are still guarding the flank. So he's really smart in that way, and he's very, very impactful in a lot of his games for that reason as well. Obviously, it helps that he's very, very smart and accurate as well with the way he plays out situations. So he gets a lot of kills and wins a lot of clutches as well. But that is also one of the things that plays into his play, is that he does early rotate and have impact before he even gets to the point where he needs to clutch the round anyway, because he just wins the round outright for his team at the site anyway. So you'll see, if you watch him play in solo queue, that's what he'll do. Obviously he doesn't quite do it in pro play, because in pro play there's a lot more moving pieces going on, a lot more to think about. So he doesn't do it in pro, as far as I'm aware anyway. I haven't really specifically been looking at that for pro, because usually he doesn't do that kind of thing in pro, as far as I'm aware. But maybe he's changed. Maybe he has. Maybe he does do that in his pro games now. I'll have to check in champs. But yeah, in his solo queue games, that's basically all he does. Actually, whenever I've watched him play Sentinel, especially Cypher.
I think they're B.
Nice try. So this is a symptom of the operator when you're moving a lot, like when you're moving around the map a lot, is that you're not going to be ready for these types of fights. Because this angle should be an easy angle for you to kill. Say if you were stationed, not probably heaven, because they probably smoke it usually. But like if your angle, like honestly, you should probably land this one now. But it would be much easier if you were already there. And you would have seen this guy come through the smoke from the start, probably, right? If you were already there, would have made it a lot more easy to get this kill. Oh my god. What even happens here? So enemy team die on sight. You still got to go close with the judge. The Reyna probably gets the kill here. Never mind. I mean, she did, to be fair, but no, I thought she would get it. Okay. I think the main thing to work on, and I think this is like the main thing, I wouldn't focus on literally anything else, and it's mechanics, right? So, counter strafing, and I think mouse control is a big one as well. So I think if you want to get good mouse control, Aim Labs, I recommend quite a lot to do like the horizontal tracking, just tracking in general, to be honest, because at the moment it's the way you move your mouse around is not exactly, it's not very stable. Like you don't really have control of your mouse. So I think Aim Labs is a good way to find control of your mouse. I think DM is also a good one to try and find control of your mouse. You just have to be careful in DM to not focus on the wrong things. Because on DM, it's very easy to focus on the guy that just like sprayed you or like jumping shot you or did something stupid in DM. But the main thing with DM when you're practicing stuff in DM is to just focus on what you're practicing and not care about literally anything else. So I would say just focus on that. Just focus on mouse control. And use Aim Labs to do it. Use DM to do it. You can even focus on mouse control in your rank games as well. And that would be ideal for things like when you get nervous, when you do the thing that you did. Let's see if I can find it over here, where you did. Was it over here? No, it was further back. Wasn't here either. It was the last. Was it the one before that? Yeah, it was over here. So on this one, when you did this, like this is a part of mouse control, right? But it's a mental part of mouse control. Like you felt like you had to control the mouse up until you shot. So this is a mental part of mouse control, and this part is a part that you can work on more so in ranked because you can't simulate the environment very easily. So if you work on this specifically in ranked to keep your mouse still, once you've like planted the crosshair and you know like you're going for the headshot, like at this point like you shouldn't be moving your mouse if you feel like you're on the target, right? So you need to work on that in ranked because it's going to be like it's literally the only place you can actually have the same environment as a ranked game. So yeah, I recommend that basically to work on, and that's how you kind of work on it. But yeah, so that's it. That's it for the session. I'm gonna play a game of solo queue, I think, or two, as well. But yeah, that's it for the session. If you have any questions about anything that's about that all this stuff, then please say in chat or in what am I saying, in Discord, in DMs. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube real quick. So the stream is ended on YouTube.